Alright, brand new playstyle, brand new base. Basically the same design as last time, except for this time instead of digging down 4 deep to bedrock, or I should say stone, this time I just dug down 2 down just to speed up the build process. As you can see, I've got inlets here underneath. This will eventually go up to 3 high. You can stick with wood, doesn't matter right now. I am going to reinforce this to flagstone down here and to flatten that out, just so you don't get those grooves that you kind of get caught up on. I haven't decided if I'm going to groove these in yet or not. You can leave it because they will path through here and they shouldn't hit that because they see all this as a viable path. But for right now I don't really know what I'm going to do. So coming into the base, basically I just used wood frames here in the corners till I decide what to do. But the interior, as you can still see, is just dirt. The interior, I should say the outer interior base, is all reinforced concrete with a reinforced concrete floor. I did put these here just so that I could see and not fall down. Same here. You don't need to put these bars down, I just did it for my own personal use. These parts here that are wood are more structural, so that way just in case a demolisher or somebody blows up or for some reason they start beating in on these, the support will actually hold out if they take out 2, 3, 4 all right in a row, and the structure will not collapse. So it's more structural than anything at the moment. And then we go to the interior of the base, same design. So this time I went back to my 3 blades on each side setup. Got the pyramid there. This time it does have a shaft that goes down, but I haven't done anything with it yet. The interior roof, as you can see, is all disconnected from the interior pyramid. The reason for this is the AI will not see this structure as part of my structure and thus try to beat on it. They will just ignore this entire inner structure and then come in and try to get to me there on that platform. So what I've done is I've wired up the exterior blade traps, which each side has 3 on the exterior and then 3 on the interior, for a total of 5 blades per relay. And the reason for that is because the interior is only 8, it's not 9, so that's 2 per side instead of 3 per side. So that actually balances out your power requirements pretty nicely, because at the moment I'm only running 104 watts per quadrant. So that gives me plenty of space to play with. I can add on things. I will eventually add lights. I don't know where to exactly yet, but as you can see, it's all set up. And then I have my interior here, which I haven't decided if I'm going to fill that in with concrete or I'm going to provide myself a ladder down and then I can run wiring out underground, or what I'm going to do with that just yet. Over here, I've just got this quick little ladder to come up to the top, and this is where I've stored my power section, and as you can see I have a 1 rim block to protect it. I will eventually be turning this into my base up here, just cause why not. I decided to move into my horde base, and there, as you can see, I forgot to put 2 wood beam barbs because I ran out of wood and I had to harvest wood this morning, so I'll eventually get those down. In fact, let's just do those right now. And then right now I just have a quick storage chest, as you can see the leftover components. So each quadrant right now only has approximately 115 watts in batteries. I had 1 extra battery, as you can see. Yep. And they only pull 104 watts per quadrant, so they all have plenty of power right now. The other thing that I ran out of wood for was the hatch. And the only reason for this hatch at the moment is for the few vultures that I might have to deal with tonight. Let's go ahead and get that down. Alright. Now, let's get those bars down. Alright, there we go. So now there's no danger of me falling into the kill pit, because unfortunately if I were to fall down here, the only way to get back up would be to go outside, which is just a deep trench which you can jump out of. So that's not a big deal per se. But yeah, you don't want to be doing that in the middle of Horde Night. So eventually all this is going to get flattened out, and that's just to get rid of the way the dirt interacts with the player place blocks. So that way we get everything nice and flat, so there's none of that groove there that they could possibly catch on and start beating on things. The reason that this inner row here and this block here is wood is that was just because when I originally laid down the design, I use wood frames to block it out before I start digging. And then as I was digging out these inner trenches here, I used this for support to mark where the blade traps were going to go. And I just haven't bothered to upgrade them yet because I don't really see the point. At most they'll be blocking or hitting on the second block, and this being the third block shouldn't be an issue. But if I have to, I can always just upgrade these two outer blocks at each corner, and it won't be a big deal. I can, while the traps are not off, as you can see, or I should say while they are off, you can just jump down here and get across, but I have fallen down there, so I would not suggest doing that with the blades active. So originally I just had the 4 supports holding this top structure up, but it collapsed as soon as I put that first ladder down. So that's why I increased the structure support to have those ramp blocks upside down, and then I also added the extra walls. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I'll probably just put up bulletproof glass here just to see and provide a little light. But I like the way this looks right now. I might add more of these upside down ramps to these blocks here. Those were just added yesterday night just to add more support because I was running out of supplies and I figured what the hell. But yep, as you can see, this, as you can see, is just dirt underneath here. But what I did is these 4 corner blocks here are actually all the way down to bedrock, or not bedrock, to stone, so to provide support. And then the same with out there, as I dug down to stone to provide vertical support to make sure if anything were to go wrong, the structure could support itself. Basically the floor there has 1 layer of dirt underneath it, so if a demolisher, several demolishers were to explode in a row, they would actually make a hole that was too deep down to the stone and then start blowing the stone out. And then I'd run into problems with them falling in and starting to dig, but there's no way for them to come back up at the moment, so I'm not sure what the AI would do in that case. Yep, so it looks like we still got about an hour, so I'm just going to pause the video here, and I'll see you back when we start.